Fiddly dings. We're back on. I've exercised, I've showered, cold shower, feel good. Managed to get on now. I'm waiting for some parcels. Today's a big day. Today's a big day for table trades. Table trades. If you want wrap deals, you trade table trades. Let's go to the content. I've had an idea, which is that when people join, I will undertake challenges to try and do something to challenge myself. And by that, what I mean is like I will do some kind of difficult bit of painting that I'm apprehensive about, because I've realised that I experience quite a lot of painting anxiety about making mistakes, and we need to crush that. We need to get rid of that painting anxiousness. And the way I feel to do it is what Arcane was saying yesterday. Sorry, I want to change Arcane, because it's Arcane Eye, but I want to change it to Arcane something, like a nickname, because Arcane Eye sounds strange in my mouth bits. But anyway, yeah, so I want to do like a challenge, because I figure if you go for a shorts, you're just minded to doing it, but then if someone's like, hey, you're here, I'm going to try and impress you, I kind of like that. I think I'm going to do that. I think that's what I'm going to do. And I think, yeah, Librarian is going to be the one to go with. Come say hi. Yeah, alright, come say hi. I'm doing a description, because you've got to do this after for some reason. I don't know why, or if indeed you have to do it now, but that's just part of it. And I feel like it's nice because it gives me a moment just to step away and talk and get my talking voice on. You know, that talking voice. Hashtag what? Miniature painting? Miniature painting. Miniature painting. I actually just did some spray painting as well. I got some pro tips for spray painting. Use rubber gloves, the surgical gloves. Use those for painting. I used them today, first time. Now I don't have paint all over my fingers, which is great. And yeah, that went really well. Come say hi, hashtag. What do we even need to do now at this point? That's it, right? That's everything. I just saved that. Surely I just save. Oh, cancel. Go on, table, get to painting. You've only got 2 hours, unfortunately. What am I going to paint today? So, if Arcane joins, then we'll do the Orc stop killer can. If not, well, even if he doesn't, I might do it anyway. And then from then, no, I don't want to discard change. Just change your state. Thank you. Come on, let's get this changed. Jab. Good. There we go. That should be all okay now. I'm just going to assume that it is, and that we can start. We're good, we're golden. Fantastic. So I've got my coffee. Let's get back to it. I wonder if anyone said hi. Let's have a look. No one said hi, no one here. Screw you guys for not being online in the middle of a weekday. How dare you for not joining. That would be some kind of sense of entitlement, wouldn't it? If I was like, there's no one here. Why don't you take time out of your day to be here? How very day. It's not. I need Kai to come back as well. That carrot thief. So I thought of something funny I want to say to him, or at least I think it's funny. You know when you've got something funny in your mind and it's not necessarily funny, but you need to kind of test it out. You think it might be funny, or at least you find it funny, and you say it out loud, and people are like, yeah, that's not funny, table. That's actually quite horrid. So what I base coated, I just ran out onto the balcony real quick, and I base coated the BB head Halfkin robot Votan, and I just started finally my ogre army. Finally started them. I now have a color scheme for the skin, which was the biggest issue holding me back. But I've decided on a color scheme, which is amazing. They're not dry, so I can't paint those immediately. I can't start on them right this second. The desk is a little bit of a mess. I don't know if you noticed this, but there's a lot of crud in that corner, which I could move to free up some desk space. And I should really, as this is essentially some kind of entertainment, and it's just not looking at a pile of mess from someone who may or may not be a hoarder. We don't know. I might be. I don't know. Possibly. Not trash, but stuff, certainly. And I laminate things as well. I like laminating things. There's something very permanent about laminating something where you're just like, yeah, that's that's done. You know, that's finished. That is complete. That is laminated. So I'll get the librarian at the ready. Here we are. Oh, so come on. Okay, I've got to try and impress. Right, I'm going to paint the librarian's face. I've been terrified of this model, but I'm just going to start painting it right now in an attempt to garner a like for my efforts. Oh, they've gone! Screw you, heretic! Oh, there's someone else! Okay, right, we're going to continue with the challenge. Let's go. Let's go. I've got to be a little less quick to call people heretics, but we're going to paint the librarian face. I'm a bit nervous about it, but we're going to go for it. We're going to go for Gauze Blaster Green, and we're just going to start. And I'm going to attempt a light effect. If you think what I'm doing is good, leave me a like. Dance, back me up. Get me off the 0 likes, please, buddy. Can you get me off? Can you get me off? Does that sound suspect? That sounds horrible. Can you add a like, please, sir? Not what I said. So we're going to go ahead and paint this. Dans, how's your weekend, man? I didn't see you at all. I'm assuming you were doing like I was and doing the whole dad thing. So I'm going to paint the entirety of this inside Gauze Blaster. This is quite a fine brush for it, but I think that's okay. We're going to go with the entirety of the face. You know what? This brush is too fine for it. Let's get something a little more mucky, because it's meant to be light source, right? I don't have any paint on my palette. Yeah, maybe a bit of a bad phrase there, Dan. So I might have screwed that up immediately. I didn't get to play Age of Empires 3 over the weekend. There was a lot of talk. Well, there was a talk between me, Vic, and Schmitters about playing Elite Dangerous or No Man's Sky, just jumping into it, because you can now make Corvettes in No Man's Sky, which I thought was pretty cool. A pretty cool idea. There's actually nothing in my part of my painting challenge where I said I was going to start this. The first initial point is just to paint on a coat, so that really doesn't facilitate a like for good painting. Yeah, it was good, but very busy. Did you have a good time at the Warhammer Fair? It was... so I got an award for participating. I got this metal medallion thing, which is kind of cute. I got it for participating. I unfortunately got put on the displays right between two incredibly well-painted armies, and they actually earned first and second place. And so whilst I was there, people were just walking past mine to get to the next fantastic-looking army. But yeah, it was all right. I didn't talk to anyone. I was super awkward. I took loads of photos, but I got a participation reward. I didn't stay for the whole thing. I came back in the middle and had a nap. But yeah, so that's kind of how it went. I'm gonna yes or no hand. Do I do the same magic light on the hand? I'm gonna go with yes. We're committed now. This model has been intimidating me ever since I assembled it out of the Leviathan box. It's just absolutely intimidating the heck out of me. I have an idea for it though. Yeah, awkward is the standard stance. However, in saying that, Dan's, people either clearly knew each other already. Yeah, I really like it. It's kind of pretty. Either they clearly knew each other, or they came in to the shop in groups, which is fine. But yeah, I didn't talk to anybody. I just kind of looked around everything. But what else happened? Oh man, what else happened? But it was okay. It was a lesson in getting out, because I've got a little stranger socially, so we've got to work on that. So it was a case of me getting out and about and doing that. And that's why the streaming's happening as well, because I've got a little janky socially, a little bit janks. So we kind of have to push against that. And not to put too fine a point on it, my wife's exact words is, it's because you're a shut-in. It's because you don't talk. That's why you're getting a bit weird. I was like, okay, fine, I'll talk. And in light of not going out in the real world and trying to befriend, like, hey, you there, pedestrian, converse with me. It's not going to work. But on here, at least there's some dialogue, yeah? Some, more than none, more than no dialogue. So, yeah, it was good. I got this painted since. We did a live stream Saturday night, which went really well. I got a donation, actually, on the Saturday live stream of 172 from a carrot thief, ironically. And then the stream itself actually made €1.50 as well. So the euro, I got €3 for the stream. Oh, and we painted this guy as well. He's finished, apart from the base. But I'm pretty pleased with how he came out. But today is the social thing is like, the social thing's a nightmare. I feel like when I'm amongst people, that I'm looking at how normal people interact. I look at normal interactions, but for some reason, something about how I talk just misses the mark ever so slightly. So I just come across as janky. Do you know what I mean? It's just that ever so slight. I don't know what it is. Maybe I cling to a joke a little bit too long, or the joke's like in poor taste. But something is just a little bit off. And so I think coming to terms with that is you just have to kind of accept it. No, unfortunately, Dan's. I was doing that in England as well. It's been going on for a while, this particular issue. I think it's just part of who I am. But the Saturday live stream was fantastic, Dan's. I really enjoyed it. And yeah, the views went up. And the fact that I made 10 times more, I mean, we're talking like tens of cents, but it made 10 times more of the stream than it did with the videos, ironically. And the streaming, I really like it. I'm getting Robocraft feels from the streams, Dan's. There's something about it is clicking. Ironically, Dan's, you say you can't help, but you're helping right now by hopping on and getting me talking and not just being all janky and silent, because janky and silent seems to be the baseline at the moment. Yeah, it could be a timing issue. It could be. Or, if, you know, I could just say that everyone else is weird and I'm normal. I could just take that, put my blinkers on, and just be like, it's a you problem, it's not a me problem. I could do it that way, maybe. I don't know. Is that a bit selfish? It is, isn't it, really? Saying everyone else in the world is wrong but me. But those people exist. They're out there that can't be self-critical. The trouble is, I think I'm on the other end of it. I think I over-criticize myself way too much. But it's a toughie. But yeah, it was worth going. I didn't enjoy it. But it was a valuable experience in getting yourself out there. The fact that I went and I got this reminds me that it was a positive step. Horrible UX from YouTube. You have to click on the three dots top right and then go on there. Well, that's kind of multiple clicks. It should just be a little bit easier than that, shouldn't it? From what I understand as well, this streaming from mobile thing is a new feature on YouTube. It's not like it's a recent addition. So Dan, yeah, you're right. I'm awful at that. And I think what that is, I think putting yourself down all the time is, if you just trash yourself, then you're not, you know, you can't, other people can't get to you first. I think it's a horrible, horrible thing. I wish I could just stop doing it, you know? You should just stop doing it. But I don't know. It's also, I think, the reason I put myself down is, like, I want to communicate to the other people that I don't think in any way I think I'm better. So you kind of put yourself down to be like, hey, look, I don't have an ego. Look at me taking a big dump on myself. I'm not trying to compete with you. I'm not trying to be better than you. Look, I'm trash talking myself. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's almost a way of reassuring others, like saying, you know, this is, you know, I'm not trying to come at you. I'm not trying to one up you in any way. I think that could be it as well, that you're trying to comfort the other people. But I think it is detrimental, and I get told off by the missus for doing it, but it just creeps out. I don't know why. We're all products of our childhood, I guess. So no, it's true, Dan. It is true. You're right. You don't have to compete with people to talk to them. That is very true. Wise words indeed. Dan's, did you get up to anything good on the weekend? I feel like I'm rambling about social stuff too much. So, what did you do on the weekend? Anything particularly fancy? Master's going to buy a car. Master's buying a car. He's thinking about... Oh, no, he's not buying a car. He's renting an apartment. I got that completely wrong. He was thinking about a car, but he's gone for an apartment. Let's have a look. Yeah, but my kids are better. Yeah, my dad can beat up your dad. Yeah, my dad can beat up your dad, Dan's. It's that kind of thing, isn't it? It's that. My dad's bigger than your dad. Well, my dad does karate. Well, my dad eats bacon. You know, that whole thing. I don't think it actually happens in real life, that my dad can Well, maybe, you know, with kids, they might act like that. Say my dad's better than your dad. Oh, someone joined. We should do a challenge. But that paint... Okay, I need to do something. Let's see if I can impress. Oh, shit. Well, then my dad would definitely win, Dan's. Oh, God. I mean, we'd have to dig him up to start the fight. Is that a good example of exactly what I'm talking about? Is that... I think that's the problem right there, right? That was... that was an... Oh, fuck. And in saying that, person's already left. I didn't even get to change the pigment to get in on that. In try and impress that person. So, well, I'm just going to continue on with this. But yeah, maybe we've just highlighted that particular issue, Dans. Maybe that's the problem. You did yeah, you could, but I mean, you know, you can lead the horse to water, but you can't make it insult someone's dad. You know what I mean? That's the saying, isn't it? That's how the catchphrase goes. So yeah, you did, but I didn't have to say it, did I? I didn't have to make the gag. I could have just fought it. Someone else! Quick, impress them! We need to do some difficult painting. Let's do some edge highlighting or some freehand on this Terminator. We're going to do some edge highlighting on this Terminator right now. We're going to get some grace here. If you leave, then, you know, you'll never know what will happen. Maybe something exciting will happen. Maybe nothing will happen. You son of a bitch, they're gone. We discovered in yesterday's stream that the people arriving it doesn't quite record. It's a bit janky because 2 people were in yesterday. There's someone who's back. Edge highlighting. Do you know what? I'm just going to I'm going to assume this one's going to go before I get to do it. So I'll put some grace here on the palette, nice and calm like, and then we will try with the next one. There's Corex White. I'll do some Corex White highlights. Where's me grace here? Oh, Francois? I've not pronounced that right. It's French, right? That is clearly French because you're Marion. Why do I have to put an accent on? Grace here. Here we are. Yeah, we got grace here. So we've still got someone here. I'm going to do some edge highlighting. I'm putting the grace here on. Oh, no, this isn't great. This isn't edge highlighting, though. This is just painting very small bits. But we'll do it anyway. Let's do this Terminator's head. As you can see, this is a gigantic brush that I'm using. Definitely a bad idea. You shouldn't use this brush. But I am doing the fiddliest, smallest bits on this Terminator with an overloaded large brush. So if that's not worthy of a like, to be like, hang on, this guy's deliberately using the wrong brush to paint the smallest details. In fact, I'm going to go for the hardest details on this Terminator, which is these vents, and I'm going to paint them with this overloaded large brush. If that doesn't warrant a like, then, well, I've got to do it right first, haven't I? So here we go. This is the real crunch time. It's the line between the vents. There's 2 of them. Here we go. We're going to go number 1, and I'm going to continue talking, where normally I'd hold my breath. Whoop, that's 1. And then a tiny smidge on that one. Oh, Francois, did you see that? Bonjour. What's French for fantastic? What's French for good job? I know parlez-vous français, au revoir. Welcome is like something like benevido or something. But what's French for... Hang on, have we even decided that he's French? Or have we just stapled that on him? Hon, oui, oui. Hon, oui, oui. Fantastique. Is it fantastique? I know fantastisch is German. But yeah, there we go. Look, did those vents with a large overloaded brush. Don't mind if I does. I'm going to continue on. We're going to go for the second hardest bit now. The paint is beginning to dry on this brush. I'm going to have to take it off. But proof of concept. Didn't immediately change brush. And you know what? I'm going to continue this one because the end's okay. Even though it's a starter brush, it's the point's good. So I think we can just continue with that. There we go. Oh, magnifique! Magnifique is the French. That's the one. So fantastique and magnifique. It's definitely that. I'm just touching up a little bit there. Can you see that? It just looks so much better. It's just Griffin Grey wash. What's its exact name? Griffin Charger Grey. It's such a nice contrast that works with whites and greys. Because it's just like a light grey, and it's just better than going null oil. You don't want to go null oil on everything, you know? And I really, really like it. I discovered it by fluke, just perusing the paints in the old GW store. But I really like it, so much so that I've got 30 Terminators with it on in various stages of completion. I do love Terminators, but I've definitely bitten off more than I can chew with how many I've got. However, if I am serious about just streaming painting all the time, then we're going to eat through those, and in time, speed will improve, and maybe getting those Terminators done isn't such a impossible task. For the person who's watching who hasn't liked, I'm just going to nail this edge highlight, the edge of this lower circle, in one go. And if I do it, I do believe that is worthy of a like. Oh, would you look at that? Not one to toot my own horn, but there wasn't too long ago where I just blob a load of paint right in the recess. So if that's not worthy of a like, you let me know what level of skill you require, because that's frankly the top end of what I can do. Not me at all. I don't think I can offer more skill. What about this edge here? I can do the vent. You didn't see the vent, did you? I'll do the vent on this side, but it is arguably with a smaller brush, so it should be easier. Oh no, what am I talking about? It's the same size brush, it's just not overloaded. Let's go in and do that. Let's do these vents. They're the hardest bit, because if you miss it and you go in the recess, you have to wash it off, and then you can't immediately repaint it because there's liquid in that recess. Here we go. I'm going to keep talking whilst doing it. Ah, man, it's just the worst. It's the worst bit, that. And then you have to kind of touch up that edge. We're going to do the second one. I can hardly see it. There you go. Jeez, man, it's just shockingly difficult. If that isn't worthy of a like, then I don't know how I'm gonna. It's gonna take me ages to increase the old skills to do that. But those vents are just so difficult, and the issue is you can't just do free lines between them. You've got to do the horizontal, so then you have to come in at the bottom and top that up as well. Otherwise you have this, like, it kind of streaks all the way down. Man, that's fiddly stuff. And then I've got to come in at the back there and just get in and do that bit. And then there's that ever so slight bit in there. And the thing is, I fluffed that one a little bit, but you wouldn't necessarily see it. You can't see it. So if you can't see it, did it happen? So that's the coat on the head. Let's do is it gorget? What's this bit below the head? This part, does it have a name? I guess it's just the top of the torso, but I find painting this bit very satisfying. There's something really nice about getting a nice clean line on that bit. But no, it wasn't Francois. Francois dropped a like, it's fine. But yeah, Saturday stream, Dan's. We realised early on that there's a golden, yeah, gorget, okay, fantastic, I was right. There's a golden point between 0 and 3 people in the active chat. With 0 people, I die and give up and get hungry by about 40 minutes in of solo. You kind of die a slow death, and then depending if it's between 2 and 3, between 1 and 3 people actively chatting in chat, you can have yourself a really nice time. Like, the stream was 4 hours long. We just went for it, and it just was like a really nice 4 hours, and it flew by. And at the end, we had some painted models. So it was just really, it was so good. Like, a little bit of an active chat, and it's just such a difference. Yeah. Dan's, it was you I was talking to about bolt action, right? Because the conversation has evolved. If you weren't here, we did talk a bit. I was talking to Schmitters about bolt action. Was that you last week? I can't believe it was only last week. So much has happened. Yeah, so with bolt action, the scale is 1 in 56, right? And I was talking to Schmitters about how I've got these Revel tank kits that are 1 in 72, and he's painting in 1 in 72. And I was thinking, well, what scale is Warhammer models? And I was like, could I proxy in? Because I went through the entire catalogue of vehicles, and there's something a little bit off with the proportions. Something with the proportions I find a little bit off-putting. But the starter set is really cheap. So I was like, well, I mean, I could get the starter set, and then proxy in some stuff. But I don't know. Like, have you read the rules? Have you played a game? If so, do bases do they have any bearing on the tactics? I'm guessing they do. Like in Warhammer, the size of the base definitely gives an advantage or disadvantage depending on what you're doing. Right, so this head is done with the grey, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to let it dry, and then we're going to go in there and we're going to edge highlight this thing, which is it gets easier. It gets easier with the more you do, but there we go. It's just so nice. Just Griffin Charger contrast, and then just that's just Grey Seeron. And personally, I feel like you could just leave it like that. That's perfectly reasonable. On the Susan you go. Like, it's perfectly fine with that. Line of sight of things as well, because yeah, 1 in 72. So if you wanted to use larger vehicles, you'd essentially be putting yourself at a disadvantage, right? So why couldn't you? I mean, that would be fine. The librarian's head has dried, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over this with Griffin Charger and see how it goes. Because this model is, we were talking about models that have intimidated me into not doing, and one of them was this guy, because it was intimidating in me, and we were like, it's too clean because it was all yellow. We got to put some stuff on it. It's just waiting some inks, but I kind of want Arcane to come on so I can show him the progress, because he was the one who was like, yeah, you need to just jump in. And he was right. He was absolutely right that you have to just jump in with a few models. So let's get the Griffin Charger. Oh, my coffee. Wow. But some of the vehicles, with the bolt action vehicles, some of them are really good. Some of them are really random. I was quite surprised that they had them as a model. But it's interesting. I think they definitely favour light vehicles. Might have to drink that coffee. It has passed the point of tastiness. There's a certain temperature when coffee. That's null oil. Where's me? I showed you guys it, so it is literally right in front of me somewhere. Oh, here it is. Okay, Griffin Charger. So what we're going to do, we're just going to apply that to the face. We've got the other Terminator going, but in theory, this should start to become delicious. That's the theory. If I put this on, it should become so superb that I can get away with just edge highlighting it, and it will look like librarian psychic powers. I realized something as well, is that psychic powers, they don't have to be any color, you know, because it's, you know, it's a made up psychic power, so you could paint it any way you wanted. So at the moment I feel he looks a little bit like stone and not wizardy, if that makes sense. I'll be on 2 hours, so if it's less than an hour and a half, the meeting, I'll catch you later. But good luck in the meeting, buddy. I will see you later. Thanks for stopping by and chatting. It was really nice. I will catch up with you later on, if not tomorrow. I might be on Discord tonight, just so you know. So we could always converse then if you're about. You know what? I like that. I think just jumping in is the way to go. Let's do the hand as well. And thank you for the like as well, Dan. Appreciate that, buddy. I'm going to have to sing for the other ones. I'm going to have to impress people with some kind of reach, because the way I see it, the reason for the like game is that it helps me and helps you, because it makes me attempt something that's intimidating, because there is painting nerves, painting anxiety, where you're like, I'm going to mess this up. This model was expensive. It's not going to be easy to get another one, but you just need to go for it. And that making it a little game, that's how I have to trick myself into just not behaving like that. So I think there's something in that. I think potentially, if this face, if we highlight it okay, or even remotely okay, that could be something. I feel like we've got some. Francois, are you still with me? You still with me, buddy? Hopefully you are. Yeah, I think we're good with that. And if this works out, we need to start thinking about the rest of the armor, because there's a lot of lines on here. So we need to decide what we want to do with that. But I'm sure we can figure something out. Can we make some space on the Lazy Susan for you? Thank you. Now, I've still got some Tau Ochre to do on this Ravager. Yay! Thanks, Francois. Appreciate it. What are you up to? Come on, let's have a little dialogue. Can you help me out? Can you give me a little dialogue, a little something to talk about? I am trying to get myself some social being on here with these streams. Like, I'd be painting regardless, but it's the social too. So if you've got a little question, where in France are you from? And how's that going? I've only really been in a little bit of northern France and Paris, frankly. But Paris wasn't such a positive experience for me, unfortunately. Painting legs on Phantom Titan. I didn't put the Discord link in. Francois, hang on a second, buddy. I'm going to put a Discord link on this live stream's video. And can you put a picture in the general chat of the Phantom Titan legs? Phantom Titan's Elder, right? Okay, yeah, I really want to talk to you about Elder. Let me just get that link on there for you. So I'm still here. I'm just going across the room. One sec. Yeah, so I'm just gonna add the Discord link, okay? Sorry about that. I knew I'd forgotten something, but I want to put that on so that you can send me the photo, because I do. The other reason for this stream is that I'm not just on my own, that I can talk about the hobby as well, because I'm just crazy obsessed with Warhammer. It's just a crazy amount. Let's have a look. Server settings, I guess. And if we go to members, invites. Here we go. Right, I'm going to create a link. Let me just tweak that to never expires. Okay, I'm nearly on it. Sorry about this, Francois, but I mean, I really want to see these Phantom Titan legs live. If we just edit that, I can put the link on there. I knew there was something. Something was needed in me. Right, that's saved. Yeah, okay, so it's done. Right, Francois, it's on there. So the link's on there now. So if you can drop... I'll leave Discord open on the screen and then I can see it from the desk. Well, the desk, I say desk, I mean covered. So I go to General. Yeah, General's up. Okay. Yeah, so if you choose to, of course there's no pressure. You don't have to if you don't want to. I'm not French. I'm a free man, an American. Okay. So do you refer to yourself as American or French American? That's an interesting point. I don't know much about America and Americans. The one friend I have who's American, he's a really nice guy. He's a former, I do believe it's a Navy SEAL. And so I'm amused by his war stories, and I like poking fun at him because I know that he could immediately destroy me, but I like to fake brag that I could outshoot him despite never firing a gun, and that he wouldn't want to meet me on the other side on a battlefield. I mean, it's just, it's just mucking about. But yeah, it's wait, hang on. So Francois, you refer to yourself as a free man in American. Okay, so you don't even add the French, because I don't know how that works culturally in the US. I don't know if everyone introduces themselves as yada yada, or French American or American. You say other channel, which implies you have more than one. That's what I was thinking. Do you have a Warhammer-y channel? Is that what's brought you here? Because if so, you're the first other channel. I'm super curious now. I'm just going to drink my not hot enough coffee. Oh, that was horrible. It's gone past the point of nice. There. But oh well, it's still caffeine. Crack out the old Vortex mixer. If you don't already have a Vortex mixer, you do. Okay, right. So, first of all, I've only been doing this live streaming for about 9 days. Right, the channel's been around for an absolute age, and if you're looking to collab with a channel that's doing good, you might not want to pick me, because the channel it's basically a sleep in tomb world, right? we're basically a tomb world, but there's no one there anyway. So even if it awoke, there's not much going on. I think all of the subs are like 1,000,000 years old. So maybe just pop on stream and say hi. I don't think a collab will actually necessarily boost any viewership for you. But I would really like to see these Phantom Titan legs. I'm looking at my Discord. You can put the name of the channel in, without a doubt. There is someone else here. So you can definitely put that in. Why not? I'm super curious now. What do you do on your channel? Do you make vids? Is that what you do? So many questions. So many questions, Francois. Painting videos. I don't think I'm ever going to make one. I feel like this is for me, because I get to think about the hobby more, and I get to just say it like now rather than trying to pre-edit and do all that other stuff. Excuse me. I feel like I found my little nook somewhere where I like doing it. That's already done. Head's done. Talons, other side of the back, not done. There we go. So, there's more people. Should I do some fancy edge highlighting? I should probably try and impress people with my... You know what? Yeah, let's just go for it. Let's do a challenge. I don't want to waste this paint on this brush, though. Let's just whack that on quickly. There we go. Right, going to do something difficult. We're going to edge highlight the Terminator. Where are we? There you are. So we've got our Terminator. We're going to grab out... Now, Scar White. White Scar is too watery. I need something with a bit of pigment for edge highlights. So my go-to is Corax. Corax White. But it's not as bright. Foxhole. Hello. Foxhole Games. Why is that familiar? Why does that sound familiar to me? Francois is going to share with us all his YouTube channel. He's got a Warhammer YouTube channel. And he is going to share it with us, hopefully. So that's something for us to look at. The first channel conversation I've had since Dan's. Schmitters! Schmitz, hey buddy. Schmitz, man. No one else. I was looking for you over the weekend for Elite Dangerous or No Man's Sky. I was having a look for you, but I couldn't find you. I didn't ping, but I was on Discord. I should have pinged you. Why didn't I ping you? Foxhole. Oh, Foxhole. Foxhole Games. So you're talking from your channels. Am I getting that right? Is Foxhole Games and Francois the same entity? So it's called Foxhole Games, which is a game that Radio was talking about, but it's also a Francois' Warhammer channel. Man, that is... Or does Francois happen to own Foxhole Games? Is he actually the developer of Foxhole Games? In which case I really feel like I should look at Foxhole Games. Oh, look at that edge highlight. Is that worthy of a like? No, I think I have to kind of impress people more with this edge highlighting with a starter brush. You don't need the fanciest stuff. As you can see, I've just done that bit. We're going to go there again. Corax is better than White Scar. It's the better. It's the go-to white. There's a little curve on my brush. That's why I fluffed up that bit. I blame the brush. No, it's entirely me. I fluffed that. I fluffed that edge highlight with this curly brush. I'm going to come in and do this bit now. Ooh. Hey. There we go. Not affiliated with any video games. So you've got the Warlord Titan. No, not Warlord Titan. The Elder Titan. I forgot the name. Isn't that a rather expensive piece of resin? I can't work in resin if it is, because you have to wash it, pin it. It doesn't bond like plastic glue. It doesn't make one solid piece. It doesn't melt the surfaces. And I'm always dropping models, so it's just an absolute nightmare. Okay, so one question first. Is it an expensive model? Next question, is it resin? Jammy! Jammy, I found something I really like, bud. I found something I really, really like doing, and that is... can we just appreciate those two edge highlights? Can we just take a moment? I'm surprising myself at this point with these edge highlights. But the stuff at the Games Workshop on Saturday, it was just... I don't even know how they painted stuff that good. Like, it's just like... complete alien to me how well they painted. Some of the things were just, they're on my phone, and I did kind of Google, can I put photos straight from my phone onto Discord? I really should put them up. I really should put them on. Where am I at? Cheekbone. Okay, so this is a bit, because this cheekbone's at a bit of a weird angle, so it's a bit of a toughie, but I'm going to do it side on. I'm going to try side on. Whoa, there you go. But yeah, those highlights are working. We finished a model, Jammy. We finished a model. I finished this Ravager. It's just the base that needed doing, but we got this finished finally. So we got this guy done. The shell, I'm not happy with the back, but I feel like it as a complete model, I think it's good. Yeah, and my Typhon box might arrive today as well. Apparently, I've got 3 table trade parcels arriving today, so it's kind of a big day. Where's my Corex White? I can't see it on the palette. Okay, let's wash the brush. What's armor cast? Does anyone know? I'm looking at my Discord. No, okay, Francois, you know what? I'm not going to pressure you anymore to send me photos of these legs. You don't have to do it. I'm not going to mention it again. But current version. What Kroot? Because I've got 1 free miniature of the month Kroot wise, but I like that they eat their enemies. That makes me chuckle. But also there's like, I want to call them Krootox with a Kroot on the back, and it's got like a gun, but the Krootox kind of looks like a little bit of an ape. I really like those models, and there's another one. It's a solo model, and it's like a Kroot riding what's like half lizard, half dinosaur, and that model looks amazing. Both of those I would quite happily paint, but I only have 1 Kroot. I only have 1 squad of Tau, but I do have some assembled Tau, but they're not base coated. But that will. I was thinking of base coating them today. American license GW. Oh, really? Well, I never knew that. I never knew that, Armorcast. Right, so I stopped highlighting part way. So I just have to kind of retrack where I am. I'm just going to go for this bit, which is pretty difficult. Whoa. I think we might be getting better at these edge highlights. Now, this little bit is pretty tough. Just a smidge. There we go. Oh, I've got a message from the post office. I think one of my parcels has arrived. So one of them, on the subject of ordering things, Jammy, I've got myself into a bit of a bind. So I fancied myself a trader, right? In that I buy something and I sell stuff not with the idea of making a fortune on each sale, and because I'm not good with money. But the theory is that I think of it in terms of momentum. Like, I'll buy something and sell it for €1 more, right? And it's quite a lot of work for that euro. But I'm not trying to just squeeze out every last cent. More importantly is to get the sale. But I've made a bit of a boo-boo in that I've placed a very large order. And I've ordered, and for me to make any money on it, I have to sell them for more than I bought them. But I don't think people are going to buy them for the prices. So I've kind of screwed myself over a little bit, I think, with my table trades. But yeah, you could yeah, I don't use eBay because I can't really figure out how to calculate international postage. But the issue is I don't want to sell any of the things. That's the problem. This paint's drying. I'm just going to whack on these last edges. Come on you go. That's quite a tough one to do, that one. I haven't given you any real context on that, but I've bought kits that I don't want to split and I don't want to sell, but I've bought them. Does that make sense? Okay, so what I've done and gone, I've bought the Saturnine box, I've bought the Typhon box, the Kill Team one, I've bought because Servitors and Tyranids, I was like, perfect, I want that, and I really like the scenery, so I bought that. And then in the same order, I got Secundus because I really like the Genki Industrial Waste Gene Stealers, and I want to learn to play Kill Team and Necromunda. And then I also bought the Old World Orcs and Goblins Battalion because I like everything in them, but I want to change the boars on the chariots to the newer boars. But I found out post-purchase Googling that the Orc Battalion is the weakest, one of the weakest ones. So no one's going to want to rebuy that. So I've kind of painted myself into the corner. And my wife's going to find out. You know, she's going to find out. Like, she's going to find out that my table trades are a bit janky, and I'm going to get myself in trouble. It's inevitable. So the theory is, there's no theory. I haven't got a backup. I'm a man trying to trade without a safety net. That's the issue. You got to take it out the loft. Have you got? Okay, so if you've bought them as well, if you've got the old world orcs, I have from Age of Sigmar days, but I've got the basis for them now. The black orcs, you know, the ones that are yellow and black. Those ones, I could paint those, and then we could do the battalion together in an effort to get you out of your loft and painting something. We could do something together. I think I'm just going to leave him for now. Oh, wait, hang on. Have I even finished the face? Let's check. No, there's a tiny bit that isn't done. I want to do that. I think you need to get the orcs out of the yeah, I think you need to get them out of the attic. Get one box, Jammy. I feel like you need to get one box out. On the subject of Tau, though, I was looking at the Vespid kill team, and there's some really pretty models, and they're nice and bright. I'd like to paint some orange models. They did look particularly lovely. I liked the Vespids. I really like the idea of Tau auxiliaries. Yeah, they're good. They're good. I could have base coated them today. I've got a couple right here actually. I just want to confirm that these are indeed black orcs. Where's the box? Oh, it's over on my desk. Hang on. I'm just going to go get them. And I just want to confirm that these are in fact black orcs before I refer to them as such. Like, that's a black orc, right? That's a black orc, because with the battalion as well, it's just regular orcs and goblins, and apparently the meta is to go with night goblins, and no one uses them. And when I hear stuff like that, I immediately want to rally behind the weaker models and paint them. So I want to keep the orcs and goblins and have them as my army. That's a black orc, isn't it? Armored orc, yeah. It must. I think it is. I think it definitely is. They renamed them 3 times. They called them Black Orcs, then Uruk Ardboys, and now they're Black Orcs again for the old world. Okay, so they are... Yeah, the names kind of confuse me a little bit. Right, so we've edge highlighted his face. Some more people have joined, so let's try and earn a few likes with some skills. I've finally jumped into painting this Terminator Librarian, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to attempt to clean up this face and edge highlight it, or not highlight, but clean it up with some Gauze Blaster Green. This is Gauze Blaster Green, and then Griffin Charger Grey, and we're just going to come in there, and again I'm going to use the starter brush. Right, Gustavo, so this is the theory, right? With my table trades, I've kind of messed up because I was being a bit ambitious, because I was like, hey, the Assault Terminator's big box is coming out, want one of those. It's coming up to November, as we all know. Everyone's trying to scramble a few pennies together because the Battle Forces come and the Tyranids have the big one. But with my table, with my table trades, right? I bought a Screamer Killer Neuro Tyrant sprue for 64, and I was like talking to someone sort of, and they were going to buy it, and I was like, I could sell it for 70, make €6, and then that's fine. You know, I don't need to be greedy. It took 3 weeks to arrive, and then it arrived, and I was like, hey, I've got a Neuro Tyrant, and it just happens to be a Screamer Killer. I know we're talking about that. Would you like to buy it? And he's like, oh, no, not really, because it's in the Tyranid Battle Force. And I was like, okay. So I've now got a sprue sitting on my desk of a Neuro Tyrant and Screamer Killer, but I already bought a second Screamer Killer to turn this into Old One Eye, so I've got another one. So that was a big table trade fail, and then I made the capital mistake of mentioning the mistake to my wife, which didn't make me feel good. 25 Boar Boys, flanked by trolls and supported by artillery, never loses. What is the Orc artillery? Is it those goblin launchers? What are they called? Doom Divers. It's Doom Divers, right? I think it's Doom Divers. It's Doom Divers, let's be honest. So yeah, Gustavo, yeah, so in my mind's eye, I either fix the table trades or well, that's it. Or something sells, and I sell something I don't want to sell so I can keep something. Like, for example, if I sold the Orcs, I would justify that in keeping High Secundus, because I would list them as the same price. That's my theory. But I don't know how people do trading. I don't know how they do buying and selling, because it's a lot of work, and you're making like €1-2 per item, and I'm buying packing tape. I'm recycling packaging, so that's not so bad. But then it just seems like it's an awful lot to do. But I don't know about it. I'm doing it just because I need to do something, because I wanna be able to buy nice models, you know. So it's kind of like pocket money, or an attempt at pocket money. That looks better cleaned up, actually. That chin strap. Doom Divers, Rock Lobbers. Okay, yeah. Now, the other thing is with the chariots, I don't like the old boars on the chariots, but from what I've read about the battalion, the chariots are the only really effective fighting unit, or at least that's what I've been told by Reddit. But I want to put the new boars on it because I really like the new boars. Oh, a little bit went on the cheek there. So the theory behind this is I'll clean this up, and then I'll edge highlight it with something to make it try and make it not look like a statue. But at the moment it looks a little bit like a statue. Oh, that eye is really, that's a real toughie. It is starting to look like a statue. I can't do light effects at all. Buy sell warmer is a 5-year turnover for decent returns. 5 years? Oh, okay. Maybe I need to sell something else. Maybe that's the goal. Just sell something else to buy me Warhammer with. Because I was looking at Nerf guns, because this shop was selling Nerf guns for 50% off, but the shop itself like puts a big markup on anyway, so 50% isn't all that much of a discount. And then the other one was these tank kits, where I'm trying to make €1 on those, but I've sold one, and then I sold a Star Wars model kit, and I made 2 on that. But again, you know, all that effort, and that's like, what, €6-7? But I don't see a... Francois, I'm fighting inflation by buying now instead of paying more for the same models later. So, yeah. So with the... Because Games Workshop keeps upping their prices. They've just done one beginning of November. And so as a result, I see that as like a cutoff. And it's like, I will not buy models after that cutoff new. Because I know that it was eventually this price, but they've just upped it. So I kind of, every October, I cut off a certain amount of models, and I'm like, so I start looking at the new ones only. Yes, I am getting in. I want to get into old word. I'm basically, with the rules, I'm moving forward on all fronts, because I don't know what game system I like. Jammy, but Jammy, you just buy it and store it in your attic. You can't even easily go and look at them. You can't even go and have a little peek, can you? It's, you got to get them at least out of the attic. Yeah. So what was I saying? Yeah, any game system, any rule type, but Old World's a little bit behind because I don't have the core box at the moment. Necromunda, Warhammer 40k, Necromunda 40k, and Kill Team are the front runners, but probably 40k's at the lead. I mean, it does look a little bit like a statue, but it could be. You could argue that that's a light effect. Just a little bit up there. Oh, that was a bit too much. Maybe with the edge highlight it will look better. Let's do the hand. We're committed to it now. So I think Arcane would be so pleased with me actually jumping in on this, because I was a bit tired yesterday on the stream, and I was just letting my indecision get to me. I changed out the edge highlights right at the very end of working on that Ravager. I just decided to change my edge highlights, which was ridiculous. Still have sealed boxes of 8th, 9th, 10th. Okay, but if you've still got sealed boxes, yeah, exactly, 8th and 9th, yeah, So, Francois, that's a great idea if you can do it. My issue is that I want to open them. You know, that's my that's my issue, is that I open them because I want to use them. But if you can do that, you know, then that's great. And that's the thing with trading, right? I feel like you kind of lock your money in. Your money gets locked in, so you can either sell the product and re-release that money, or you can sit on it. And if you've got enough money, you can sit on these things for years. That's fine. But if you're trying to work with momentum like me and you don't have the biggest of budgets, then I feel like you have to release it. But yeah, well, see, I'm trying to talk money stuff, and I just don't get how people do it. I just don't get it. Yeah, I guess but again, then you're buying multiples. So we're not having a big budget. That's the thing. Where am I going with this? Am I just painting it? I feel like I'm just painting it at this point. It's not even a light effect. It's just cleaning it up ever so slightly. But does that look magic-y? It could potentially. I'm thinking of doing stylized glow effect with this, because I want to start doing patterns. I haven't been doing much free handing. Is that what the ogres are pretty cheap? I have ogres. I've got an ogre army all ready to go. I just need the bases because I bought it before. I got the ogre battle force, and I've got I don't know what the animals are that they're riding. They're riding on those big snowy creatures, and I've got the big boss one as well, but I don't have the bases. No, that's the thing, Francois. I'm not looking to make the most money. I'm not trying to like maximize the money making. It's part get to talk to people who collect Warhammer, and also to have something to do. So like the reason I only add a small amount on is because I get to talk to people about the hobby, and also that I have momentum, so that I'm not bored. So I'm doing something, you know. I'm taking orders. I'm posting stuff. I'm packing stuff. That's the thing. This brush is getting a bit dry. Yeah, the issue with buying and selling old metal models is that I don't like working in metal. So it's kind of like I buy stuff that I don't want to sell, but then if I sell it, I have to kind of like evolve and be like, right, okay, so I'm selling this. I have to part with it to try and not become like a hoarder. Basically, I'm trying not to become jammy. I don't want to be jammy. I don't want to buy stuff and put it in an attic. I don't want to be that guy. However, jammy could just be Francois. He could be doing the 5-year thing. So, you know, maybe, not even maybe, I think Jammy's onto something there. Ah, exactly. You're absolutely right. And if I just reach... Where'd I put it? Where'd I put them? If I just reach up here, I base coated today. Now that I finally decided on a flesh colour scheme, I have 4 ogres. There we go, base coated. They're not on Games Workshop square bases, because when I saw the prices and I'm not sure what size I need, then that's the issue. But I think they're 50 by 50s. But there's 4 there ready to go, and then I spray painted the free mini of the month ball bearing head Votan, which I'm super excited about, and I will probably get some paint on those today. I've never been good at picking a lane, Francois. I don't think I can pick a lane. I think how my mind works, it's a bit janky, and so I kind of have to work within the context of how my janky brain works. So I've never been good at picking lanes. I mean, look look how many models I've got painting. I'm not sticking to one and painting one. I'm all over the show. And it's just how the brain works. Appreciate the likes. We're on hour 7. We are on the highest amount of likes. So look, 5 was the highest before. Now it's 7. So now that's the most likes we've had on a video. How amazing is that? Yeah, pick a lane. I don't think I can. Ogre's fun. I like ogres because I like gut magic. Or is it gut magic? Like they take wounds to cast spells. Yeah, cheaper army to get into as well. So I think it's a good starter army. But with the old world, I have to pick up the rules, and I was thinking that I can't do skeletons because I'd just be breaking them all the time. I'd just be always snapping bits off by accident. So it'd have to be Bretonians. But I like the men at arms and the archers. I'm less keen on the flying knights. I'd have to change their bases so that they're on tactical rocks, so that if I drop them, they don't immediately fall apart. But it's like a big. Well, the rules for ogres are free, so that's fantastic. But if the rules are free, then I should get on with the ogres. Because what is it? A lord and two units constitutes an army. Is that right? Is that the minimum that you need? Big Blue Book of Basic Rules. Well, that's achievable. Ah, no way. We're on 8. We're on an 8 now. That's the biggest. I need a pen. This paint is not cutting it. Hang on. For those of you who don't know, Sharpie Industrial are just brilliant pens. Absolutely brilliant pens. 8. Jammy, I think you serve as a lesson to us all. Is there any chance, Jammy, I don't know how you've got them stored, is there any chance you could take a photo? I know I'm asking you to go into your attic, right? It's a bit of an ask, but there's a link on this stream for Discord, my Discord. Do you think you could go up into your attic, snap a photo, and then just post it? Because I kind of feel a kinship with you, because I do hoard as well. So I would be, if you're willing. You absolutely don't have to. I know it's a bit of an ask, and it might all be packed away and stuff. But if you were willing, you could put that on the Discord. I would be most amused. But I know it's not for everyone. I asked to see Francois' Titan legs, but he hasn't posted them. So I know it's a bit of an ask, and I don't want to just. Yeah, I'm not trying to put you on the spot at all. I'm just saying it would be nice if you were willing, but no pressure. But it sounds awful. It sounds awful, the amount of stuff you mentioned. The Gutbusters. Are they called Gutbusters? Oh, wait. The ones I showed you are Gutbusters, but the cannon ones are Lead Belchers, right? Oh, man. It's gone up again. It's totally gone up again. We're on 9 now. I might need a new Post-it note at this rate. There we go. How good's that? Also, I just want to say... Stump 3A, is it an A or an O? Yeah, 3A. That's the guy who came up with converting a Screamer Killer to Old One Eye. He's on Reddit, so credit to him. I didn't think of that. And then the other one, the Votan Heads, is Monarchia01, right? It's that's the thing. Arcane, right? I need to talk to you about your name, right? Arcane Eye. It sounds weird when I say it with my mouth. Arcane Eye. So can I call you Arcane E? I don't know why it's weird, but Arcane or Arcane. Can I call you Arcane? It's the same thing as Schmitters, because I call Schmitters, and if I give you a nickname, it's kind of like an affectionate thing. But also, Schmidt doesn't feel right when I say it. But Schmitters it's just brilliant. It just rolls off the tongue. I'm going to leave this, but I'm getting vibes of the Jade, the new Warhammer army with this. It doesn't quite make me feel like it's magic yet, but at least we're doing it. Oh yeah, okay, look, I'm painting it. We talked about it yesterday, actually painting it now, so that's always good. I'm gonna go with well, you're here now, Arcane, so we should fix this. Yeah, it's the nigh, it's the I. Arcane Eye. Arcane? I can't even say it. Arcane. It doesn't work with my mouth. I need to tweak it somehow. Oh, I'm looking right now. Oh, it's a link. It's not an image, it's a link. I see a link. People are very, and me included, are very skeptical of links in the general chat. We don't tend to click them. Just so you know, we don't tend to click those links because we've been foiled before. And not being smart, I can't tell the difference between a dodgy link and a good link. So if you're willing to put an image, that would be great. Right, so we've got this stomper. Let's get the inks on. Arcane. I'm going to start with Agrax. I kind of feel like I might approve Jammy. That's the scariest thing. I feel like I might be like, yes, this person is janky. This person has definitely got carried away. But I can appreciate someone committing to something. So I kind of feel like I might approve, which is the terrible truth. If I'm honest with you, I feel like I might approve. Yeah, random links. I can't do random links. Ah, wait, no, it was already at 9 likes. Okay, I thought I was going to have to update it, but no. It's already looking better with the ink. Arcane. I need an alternative. But it already looks better. Let's just go on around there. I'm going to try and roughly aim for seams with the Agrax. I'm not going to cover it all, because I think a muck line, like on that shoulder, I think that really helps. I think a muck line is good. If it's metallic, I'm going to just go all over it. But for the most part, I'm going to just try and dab it into the recesses. There we go. I'm just going to try and do that. Arcanine. Oh, Jammy, you friggin' genius. I can just say Arcanine. That's it. Arcanine. There we go. Can I call you Arcanine? That one sounds alright. Arcanine actually sounds okay when I say it. It doesn't sound like it's weird to me. Okay. Arcanine. Cool. Oh, that's a massive dollop of ink I've put on there. That looks a bit... I'll just wipe some of that off. That was too generous. But it does seem to work. If I just dab it on... Orcs are so good as a starter army. They're so good. Orcs and Nurgle. Nurgle is ever so slightly less forgiving. But with Orcs, you can really just do anything you want with Orcs. It's just... And like only yesterday, this model had just been sitting in a cupboard in a Turkish yogurt pot. Just doing nothing. And then today, I'm really enjoying it. So, thanks Arcanine. Like, that is... Yeah, you really gave me a push yesterday because I was tired. You could tell, couldn't you, when I was talking? I was tired. 10! It's a 10! There we go. We're on 10. That's bonkers. That's double digits. Germify. I actually speak a teeny tiny bit of German, just like I speak a teeny tiny bit of French. Anyway, but yeah, so I'm just going to dab this in. I don't even feel like we necessarily need another ink. I might go null oil on just the metallics, but for the most part, I think Agrax is going to do it. Yeah, the experimenting, and the thing is, as you know, Arcanine, if I had quit when I was going to, when I was feeling a little low energy, we never would have got to this point now, and that's when it matters, because we wouldn't have been here now today. We would never... I might not have even painted this thing. So that's a valuable lesson with the streaming, is when you're feeling low energy, just change it up a little bit and you can get some positive results. And also I'm painting the librarian as well. So it's like such a nice thing. I'm really... Yeah, again, thanks again to Arcanine for doing that. You know what? I kind of feel like this guy is done. I kind of feel like we could just live with it like this. Like, it looks more junky. We could just call this a success. Really? I don't have a base colour for my Orc army. I don't know what to do with the base. Arcanine. Arcanine is also really good. Arcanine! Yeah, we could go with that. That also works. Maybe it can just change every single time I say it. Maybe I'll just do it like that. What's wrong with this? Like, nothing. I really like it. It's worked. Goes to show that a bit of experimenting can work out. So we can do some... What we do is we paint it a base colour, do some janky stripes with the little masking tape, and then just muddy it up a bit. I can show you. Well, I already do that. Kit bashing. I've got one right here. Here's my servitor that I can't figure out a head for. So here's this guy. I really like him, but I don't know what to do for the head. But here he is. He's kind of loosely based on Juggernaut from X-Men, but I've got to think of something for the back. But yeah, I'm a big fan. Big fan of doing Condor. RC. Yeah, I'm back in RC. I'm back in with RC vibes, because doing this on the live stream is giving me total building RC vibe videos, but it's live, if that makes sense. Yeah, I mean, and also the cardboard game. You know, who doesn't want to make a building game about cardboard? I missed that game. It was so good. Yeah, I mean, at least we got it. It's better to have Robocraft than not have Robocraft at all. But Robocraft didn't hit the same as 1 for me. I wasn't so keen on it. I probably wasn't going to play 2. I would say this is done. We could just do this, you know? We could just do... Wait, Zerkertis 1973? You stream? You stream as well? I mean, I've only been doing it 9 days. But this phone streaming is pretty new. I just accidentally fell into it now. Can we do... I think I'm happy with it. I think I'm very happy with it. I think Arcanine, we got a success there. Need to decide on this base idea, but I think considering how we saw it yesterday, this is a big step in the right direction. It's a big step up. So much so that I feel like tackling the next one, but this one will ascend to my cabinet status. Yes, Jammy, a cabinet is something where you put your painted models. You don't just have to leave them in their box and put them in your attic, unless you're doing this 5-year resale cycle, which seems to be the key for big returns. Oh, is that Schmitters? Is the paints and glues you're waiting for the Italian bomber? You cracked it out. I saw the photo in Discord. It's a nice looking plane. No, I don't stream low. I knew it. Good to see a familiar name around. Ah, okay. All right. Well, that's fine. That's fine. Where are we at now? 1 hour 12. We still got loads of time. Let's continue. I feel like we need to push forward with the face. I love 40k, but muck more into the lore and the tabletop. I love the books. I read a lot of the Warhammer books. I'm a big fan of those. But I'm not... I shouldn't have mentioned it because I worry... I read the Siege of Terror series because I was terrified of getting a short on my phone that ruined it. So I regret mentioning it because I don't want people to have it spoiled. So I'm going to stop talking about that because I don't want to ruin it for other people. Because if people are into it as much as I am, then yeah, stop talking, table. Stop talking about that. I know one of the other chatters from elsewhere. So is my streaming buddy a different thing that you both happen to be on? That's what I'm getting. That's what I'm hearing. What if I did a white highlight and then washed it over with a different colour? Oh, what if I did that? Okay, we're going to get going with some edge highlights. Again, with the starter brush, we're just going to pick out little details on this. It still looks a little bit like a statue, but I think we might be able to figure something out here. Just little bits of the face. I mean, the trouble with another wash is that it's a bit hit and miss, that something will just annihilate the other colours, and it will just look pink or red or something. It's just... They are talking about something else. Going to play some Dark Tide. You know each other. Oh man, that's amazing. You're talking... I've never played Dark Tide, but I would be the Ogrin. I love those guys. I just think they're so entertaining. Deeply loyal, terribly strong, not overly smart. I mean, I like that a lot. I feel like that's all the edge highlighting that face needs. But it's... Oh wait, I can do a little bit in here. Let's try and just get ever so slightly bit in there. There we go. Yeah. So Ogrin is the best class. Ah, okay. There we go. Where's my... There it is. If you don't already have a wet palette, this is the Army Painter wet palette. If you don't already have one of those, it's an absolute amazing thing to have. Vortex Mixer, wet palette, Lazy Susan you don't need. That was excessive. But a wet palette and a Vortex Mixer are super useful. Super useful things. The wet palette especially completely changed how I go about painting things. It was such a big game changer. But I had to find it myself. I found it by fluke myself. I didn't... If I had people to talk to, I would have found it sooner, and I wish I had. Again, brings us back to why doing the streams. Got to get that social before you go completely sideways and become even more of a shut-in. Even though, ironically, I am sitting in a wardrobe. So, yeah, there is that. The Phantom's up. No, the Phantom's not up on. Thanks, Condor. Let's find another game. I'm sure want to come along one time, Condor. Hopefully a buildy fighty game will pop up that eventually tickles that itch. I know it's been years, but I'm not giving up hope on that. There might one day be another RC that was so intuitive with the building. This brush is getting really dry now, so I'm actually going to just flick it on before it goes wonky. I don't like to typically dry brush, but I am in this case just to use that last bit of paint. Yeah, it's looking a little bit not sure. Oh, it's a video. I'm gonna have to go look. I really want to see this Titan. Hang on, I really need to go and have a look. One sec, guys. One sec. Ugh. Oh, it's the rules! He gave me the rules! It's... Yeah, thank you. Honestly, just Google ogres in the old world and it should bring up the same thing. Okay, good. Thanks for the rules. There was no video of a Titan, I got mistaken. Yeah, thank you for the ogre rules, I appreciate that. Let's pop you on. So, I guess we can just put on a bit more... I don't actually know what I'm going to do at this point. I know what I am going to do. So I want to do this. So let's grab him down. He's probably dry by now. So this guy here, Monokeer01, came up with the idea of not having enough, I want to say half-kin heads, robot heads. And he suggested putting in a 6mm ball bearing. And that's a plastic BB. In there, and as you can see, it fits perfect, and it also adheres with the Revell plastic glue, which is my go-to glue. So it's just brilliant. And now I want to paint this. This is just the free mini of the month a while back, but now I really want to paint that head. So I'm going to go and slap on a little bit of the old Corex White. Stormworks, we had some good fun with Stormworks, Yumi and Master Schmitz. Yeah, but we tried to reload it and we couldn't find our vehicles. But I liked how Master was just importing horrendous like gun platforms and just blowing up. But I was really pleased with that retractable landing gear. I mean, what I was building was nowhere near as good as yours, but that retractable landing gear alone, that's what made the game. There we go. Let's just plonk this on. So this is just going to be white, and then I'm just going to go with a yellow and then ink it, and that will be the robot head. Getting fuel to work on Stormworks was a difficult one. I found piping up, getting the engines cooled, and that was quite a complex thing. But once you got round the learning curve, it was I think it was pretty fun, to be honest. I really quite liked it. There we go. Why not have a ball bearing head? Why not? That is well worth it. Now I've got a little bit of Corex White, so maybe I should I've got to think about this. I've got to think about this color scheme because this guy's just going to be brown, isn't he? But the Vortan, I think with the original Vortan, I tried to go orange. I tried to go like this, and I tried to go with an orange one. And I thought about cutting his head out because I don't like the sunglasses version on the visor. But what I was thinking of doing is if I just make this dot here, if I just put the white on here, I was thinking of making that just a yellow dot there. And that's like the eyepiece of like a robot head, and just paint the other stuff a little bit less. I was thinking, you know? Yeah, I do agree. I think I was surprised as well, like, because the heads, you don't get enough heads, but just a BB, it gives off the vibe of the automata, the two you get in a box with a tech priest. Those automata, I get that vibe, and I also get a Mysterio vibe. So way better than I was expecting. 6 mil. It's a 6 mil BB. So let's plonk that on there. I will put on a little bit more of this. I'm going to finish off the Tau Ochre on this one. Iron Kin. It's not half kin. It's Iron Kin. That's the one. Yeah, Iron Kin. That's the one. I was getting it wrong. There's a new Votan unit, right? I don't remember the name, but it's a pack of 3, and they're like souped up Robo Boys, and I really like those ones. They there's something about them that is just right, but they've just hit an October price bump, so I don't know, unless they're in a kit. If they're in a multi-piece kit, I could probably get away with justifying that. Here we are. No Skag Brown. Skag Brown. Let's go Skag Brown on him. I'm going to take him back. I want to do some of that. Let's pop that one back. What? Hang on a sec. I'm going to go with the Skag Brown. Whoa! What are you doing? Get on there, you. I'm gonna get started on this cloak. I feel like I want to begin that. If I was to put an ink on that librarian's face, is it just going to completely ruin it? Yeah, early 2000s animation Mysterio. Yeah, I get that feeling. I'm just gonna, and you know what? I know not everyone can get to a Games Workshop, but the free mini of the month really is like a nice little thing. It definitely does get me in the store. But the problem is, I go in there, and I feel a bit guilty going in there and just being like free mini of the month, and then getting it and going. So I end up buying something. So I guess they're aware of that guilt. And it's because it's so embarrassing when you go in, you're like, mini of the month, and they're like, no, it's not here yet, and you're just like, okay, and then you leave. It makes me feel so awkward. So I think they're preying on, or they're just doing something nice. They're not necessarily preying on awkwardness, but I have to go in there and be like, oh, I'll just buy a brush. Yeah, it's how they get you, isn't it? Yeah, I think it's clever. But I've got an awful lot of free minis. I have also gone in multiple times with different stuff and got more than one free mini. Should I really say that on a stream that I do that? It's because you can see it from the street, so you can kind of walk past and check. Is that? So you're like, oh, it's that staff on today. They know I've got a mini of the month. Is that bad that I've confessed that? I feel like I'm kind of. But I mean, the way I see it, I've spent so much with GW. If I want to try and cheese an additional 1 or 2 or maybe 3 free minis of the month, am I being greedy? I think it is a bit greedy, isn't it? I think that's a bad confession. I think that's a bad thing to confess. Oh, are they only 11 cents to make? Okay. The main reason for the guilt is that I feel like if I take more than one, someone else isn't getting one. You know, I feel like that, so that's why I feel bad about that. Haven't purchased a full model set from GW or GW store in years. Last one was maybe the Primaris Intercessors Stone Box. Yeah, it's yeah. I always go to the third party retailers, but the issue is with Brexit, getting them over to Europe is a bit expensive, and the cheapest delivery charge I found is €17. But the problem is, it used to be no euros. So I'm always like, €17. That's kind of like, pushing it. And if I'm honest, if I go with Wayland Games, which is my go-to, it's €30, and it's like that's a whole nother model. So I'm kind of like, I can't. It's like once in a while, and they have to be big orders to justify this dropping of €30. But it always makes me like go like, nah, that's like an extra. It's like an extra figure. The molds are the expensive part of GW production. After that, it's literally pennies per mini. Oh man, pennies. No wonder they're boasting record profits. But the issue is like, why is it going up? Well, okay, sorry. This is Games Workshop we're talking about. We know why it's going up. And people are clearly still buying them. So it's becoming like, isn't there that phenomenon where you, like Rolls-Royce, like you kind of, the name kind of props it up, and so people are willing to pay a little bit more because of that? Is it like it gets that like luxury status? Yeah, secondhand is the way to go, because you get people like me selling stuff cheaper, and like you do get those bargains. They don't happen terribly often, but they do happen. So you do have those bargains. They are out there. In a perfect world, here's a question, right? Is there a way to post something? Say I wanted to post you a box of models, right? And I would buy the models. Say, for example, I bought them on Wayland Games, right? And I sent them to you, but I didn't want you to know my home address. But is there a way to send it to you without knowing your address? Because I don't want it to turn into addressy swapsies. But the theory would be that I would gift out models sent direct from Wayland Games, and then I would accumulate the extra points, and like it would be the opportunity for me to then gift stuff. Gustavo, I'll catch you later, buddy. Have fun at work. I will see you again soon. Do you know what I mean? A PO box. Okay, so what is a PO box exactly? What is it? What exactly? I know I'm aware of the term, but that's all I know about PO box. If you're willing to explain that to me, then it sounds like it might potentially be viable. These boots shouldn't be brown. I'm not going to do those boots brown. I will do them a different colour, because there's already so much brown on this. Oh, you know what? Screw it. I am going to do them brown. They are going to be brown. They don't need to be a feature. It's just their feet. So I will make them brown as well. I might repaint the soles black, but other than that... It's not so much that Games Workshop is a luxury status. It's more that yeah, there's definitely we all know how Games Workshop treats people, and I have been priced out of buying stuff from them, which clearly tells me that I'm not the people they're aiming it for. I don't know who the people are. It's like a mailbox that exists at the post office. Okay, well that sounds perfect. So you would put your PO box address. So say I gifted someone, let's just say a box of models from Wayland, right? If I put the return address as the PO box, and then their address as the sending one, they wouldn't learn my home address, but I could still gift the stuff, right? That's kind of how I feel. And then it doesn't even have to be a Wayland order. It could just be the odds and ends minis I've got around here. I've got a Rattling Sniper, I've got those Termagants, and it's just a case of posting it, right? Okay, good. So that does work. 3D printing appeals, but I can't with the chemicals, with the lack of space. But also working in resin is really difficult as well. It's a really tough thing, working with resin, because of all the cleaning and then pinning, and you having to use super glue. It feels like it's a bit of a nightmare to work with. And then of course that rules out any of the larger models, like the big Tyrannid Titan. I'd love one of those, but I just can't bring myself to work in resin. I just can't do it to myself. I'll just drop it. Static post boxes, you pay all rent and can have mail sent there instead of your home address. Doesn't have to be a post office. Third party businesses have them. Okay. So resin is not just toxic. It's not just an irritant. It's insanely toxic. Okay, so yeah, resin. That's a big no-no. Unfortunately for me, I just can't. But maybe ordering resin. No, because then you're still working in resin. There's no way around it. I can't get involved. I would rather buy a different set of model companies like Song of Ice and Fire and get plastic models than buy Games Workshop in resin. Because working in resin is that difficult. So you have to have gloves. Yeah, it's true. I do occasionally sniff glue. Not like as an addict, but you know, if you're squirting a bit on, you're like, oh yeah, that smells nice. But I don't mean like chomping the stuff down. But you know, the smell of glue, the smell of spray paint, it smells nice. I'm not saying I inhale cans, but it's just a nice smell. It smells like progress. You know, like you're doing stuff. I think Skag Brown's actually quite a nice brown. I can't remember the last time I used it. Right, that head's dry now. Let's put a yellow on. Maybe my wet palette from yesterday is still ticking over, and I can get some. Yeah, a sniff here and there. I know I didn't phrase it like that. It's a bit questionable. No, that yellow has stopped. I'm going to go with the classic. No, Uriel didn't work out. I'm going to go Flash Gits yellow, and then a little bit of Phalanx, and then I'll put a wash on it. So that's definitely too much yellow for that. I think this will really stand out. I don't want it to look patchy. Oh, I'm going to show you the new yellow I've got. Okay, so if you want to do a one coat yellow, you add a little bit of this Cassandra yellow, right, to your yellow, and you'll get a one coat yellow, and it even goes over Abandoned Black. I discovered it. It's genuine. I discovered this, pure accident. But you mix in the ink, and that stops the little streaky effect, and you can get one coat on. You see that? Because it's not like quite like water, but it adds a bit of pigment. You slightly change your yellow shade, but it will be one coat. And that is 100% me finding it. I mean, it might be online, and I don't often get them. That's why I'm so keen to say this is me. Look, one coat smooth. And I know, yeah, sure, it's going on over Corex White, but try it over Abandoned Black, or I could do it over Abandoned Black now and show you. But it is one coat. You have to watch out for blobbing. If there's too much moisture in it, it will not work out. But if you get the amounts right, I'm going to take a tiny bit more of the wash, just a tiny bit more for the back. But if you get it right, it will dry an even one coat. But you have to be a bit quick with it. It's not ideal. It's a little bit time sensitive, but that is one coat. Now I know there's a little bit down there that isn't painted, but I'm reckoning the ink will take care of that. But just in case, let's keep our bases covered and just go in there a little bit. There we go. But that's Table's yellow. Table's one coat yellow. Yeah, there we go. Just saying, I found that. It's probably somewhere on Reddit as well. Anyway, I can't prove it. Yeah, if you can't buy GW prices because you know you can get them for 20% cheaper, and if you're in a really tight spot, 15%. So every time you're buying direct from GW, you are just burning 20%. So I don't know. I guess it's like kids' parents who are like, do you want to go to the shop? And they're like, they want to get the money from TV. They're like, hey, do you want to buy a model? And they take them to the store and they buy a model. Other than that, I don't know what it could be. You know, I think that's what it is. So we got the yellow on there. Let's take some. Where are we? Some of the old. So I was looking for the Tau Ochre, but that's why I ended up painting Skag Brown instead. There's Tau Ochre. Yeah, don't buy direct, but buy GW stuff. That's it, isn't it? Like I quite like the paints. I shouldn't buy the paints, but the paints are one of the few things that don't go up in price. The paint kits, the starter paint kits. You often find a lot of those knocking about. And the paints, they're not cheap. What I don't like about GW paints is that you get, whereas an example, you get the lighter pigments that go manky, like this blue. You can see it's starting ever so slightly there. They go manky in the pots. And so you buy the lighter pigments, like White Scar. That's the main one. You get white scar, it goes off in the pot, and you never finish using it. It just completely falls apart. And I don't know why. I spoke to them about it, and they said it's just something in the lighter pigments. But it's like, and also my really old paints from the 90s still going strong, but the paints in between with the twist tops, they're all dead. They've all died, regardless of colour. So I don't know if they intentionally chose a poorer design so that the paint's died and you have to buy more. Yeah, kit bashing is a lot of fun. Buying second-hand sets of people's sets is really fun to do. It's a really good move, that one. Yeah, I'm a big fan of buying second-hand, because some people do just sell for the hobby, and people like, oh, I just want to get anything for these bits that I've had them ages. You can get some real gems. I bought a bits box, and I think I can make 2. There won't be. Is it Scar Brand, the big demon guy? I can't make 2. I can almost make them, but they're going to be like big chaos demons. But I've got like 2 sets of legs, 2 sets of arms, and 1 bit of torso. But I've also got a lot of armor, and that was like €20. And there's loads of other bits from Age of Sigmar in there as well. So buying bits boxes, I do like to get those, because it's also a little exciting when you get it, when it arrives, because you're not exactly sure what's in the box. You've taken a little bit of a gamble getting it, and it's a little bit like a little bit like a mystery box. Remember those boxes where people would be like, "Oh, you're buying the mystery," and there was never a good thing, like compared to the price you're paying. Mystery boxes, and like the advert would be like, "Oh, you can get this fantastic watch," and no, it's like bag of biscuits or something, and you spent like €20 on the mystery box. Custodes, yeah, Custodes. It's the proportions that get me. I can't get on board with Custodes because the proportions. If they make them the right scale for what they are, I know I would love them. But it was the same thing with the Marines. I just consider Primaris like the right scale Marines. I don't really do the lore, but the proportions of them I really enjoy. And I never collected Space Marines until the proportions changed. So that was a real treat when that happened. And I'm sure I'm not the only one who didn't like the old proportions, because otherwise why would they change it, you know? This paint's getting a bit dry. But yeah, Custodes. I was talking about like a true represent. So there's 2 things I would tweak with the rules. I would want to have a guardsman army where their leadership is halved, and every unit has a commissar, but they're conscripts. They've just been sent to they've been given a gun and sent onto the battlefield. But I don't know what army would represent them. But like really, like just basically me on a battlefield that wants to break and run at the earliest convenience. And then I also want to have Custodes that have like way more close combat attacks, so that they're truly devastating. And I thought like if you increase their weapon skill, but I went to the shop and it turns out their weapon skill, they're hitting on 1s regardless. So if I wanted to make a Custodes truly terrifying to go up against, I would increase the attacks. And I'm thinking maybe if I double the amount of attacks, that would represent just how devastating I feel Custodes are. I feel like they would be, because they're the most ridiculous of the ridiculous, right? They're the top dogs. That's what I feel anyway. Personally, I would like to collect Custodes, but again, proportions, they're no good. Right, so there's that one. Oh, these talons need just a little coat. Is there enough water on my wet palette? Don't think there is. I am going to put a bit of water in there. It does feel just a little bit gloopy. I don't often thin my paints. I get a little bit impatient with layers, and I don't want to paint multiple layers. Yeah, melee putting and angling. I thought about that. What are they called? Centurions. Before the Saturnine Terminators appeared and scratched that itch, I was super on the verge of trying to reproportion Centurions, to the point of where I was even watching videos of people who have done it, and it didn't get there for me. It didn't quite get to the proportions that I was after. But I saw some like fantastic stuff. It just wasn't quite that. But then Saturnine hit, and I was like, okay, they're the ones for me. And they even have the little leg. Hang on, let me show you. They even have the little leg, the leg support things. These bits, I love those, and that's what made me get the Saturnines. Yeah, I know about that guy. Yeah, he's the guy. He's really fun. His videos are a lot of fun, and I like that he goes to the events. Yeah, that's really nice. Because clearly he enjoys the hobby, and I can get behind that. He's not just doing it because he thinks it's the popular thing. He genuinely loves Centurions, and I like that a lot, because I feel a little bit like that with Terminators. But it's Grey Knights as well. That's another one like the Custodes. They need the newer proportions as well. They would be another one that would just be, because I don't collect them at all, and I don't like the big thing, the big suit. Reminds me of like a baby carrier. I'm sure that's actually a pretty common thing as well. A lot of people think it looks like a baby carrier, and I agree. There's something about it that's off. But I saw a video of someone who converted a Saturnine Dreadnought to Grey Knights, and I thought that was amazing. I mentioned it, but I should have the name. But if you YouTube search Saturnine Dreadnought Grey Knights, it should come up. Grey Knights have been the same for forever. It's a shame, because the Grey Knights models themselves are fantastic. They just need a little bit of an increase on the scale. That's all they need. But they are when they first came out, it was like, ooh. But again, they just need a little increase. But Dark Elder people were in trouble as well. They've been waiting forever for stuff, and didn't they get like 1 or 2 new models, and that's all they've had in years, something like that. Hang on, there's one spine here that needs a little bit of a doobie-doo. Okay, right, so you're coming along. What should we do? Should we try and figure some... Oh, hang on, I've got the I'm sure this guy's dried. Let's get another... So yeah, look, that's dried. I think that's pretty good for one coat, personally. So what we'll do is we'll get the next one on, and I might do the same thing again. Dark Elder, I don't think they got a new unit. I think they got a couple of new characters. I don't think they got a new unit. I could be wrong. I'm definitely not the leading authority on that one. Maybe they did. But if I was to put money on it, I would put money on that they got a new what do you call it? A new character or 2. I don't think they got a new unit. Does anyone actually know? Because I'm curious now. They took away more than they gave. Oh God, they took away more than they gave. That's a bit of a shame. One thing I have liked about Legends, though, that I didn't start collecting the old box Dreadnoughts until they went to Legends, and now I'm getting loads. Like I bought an old box of models for €50, and there was 4 beaten up Dreadnoughts, and I've managed to sell over €50. So essentially, I got 4 Dreadnoughts for nothing. So yeah, I was really pleased with that. The old Dreadnoughts, I don't like the Brutalis ones. They've gone in the wrong direction. Where Primaris is better, the Brutalis took away what I really enjoy about the old Dreadnoughts. So it might be Pete the Wargamer. I don't remember the name. All I know is that it was a really good quality video, and I really enjoyed it, and I liked what they did. I can't imagine there's too many of those. Why does that look like the same yellow? No, it is Phalanx. Well, if it's only a small incremental change, then that's fine. So we'll just blob that on and try and leave a little bit of the bottom yellow. I think it is. I would put money on it. It's Pete the Wargamer. That's the one. That's the name. Pete. Yeah, Pete the Wargamer. I thought it was a really nice idea. There we go. Let's just clean up that bit, because the smoother this can be, the better, really. That's ever so slightly. I'm going to add a tiny bit more ink. Not too much, because it's going to blob, but just a tiny smidge more on that front bit. Yeah, there we go. Just mix that in a little bit. Spread that around a little bit. Oh, it's still thick, but I don't want to go too much. I need to keep that coat even as possible. Hey, well, live and learn. I think I need to stop touching this. Stop touching it, table. Stop poking it. Stop trying to smear it around. That's fine. You get the wash on it, it'll be fine. Oh, no, I don't like it. It's too big a... Ah, it's drying. Okay. Action stations. More ink. I might have fluffed this. See what I said about time dependent? You have to be kind of swift with it. It's that bit right there. Oh no, it's drying. It's drying. I think I'm going to need to bail. I need to stop. It's gone lumpy. I took too long. Stop smearing it. Take the brush off. It's already lumpy. What are you doing? Why are you still trying to touch this up? Okay, we're a little lumpy. We're a little lumpy on it. On the back, you can see it's lumpy. I just feel like I can fix it. Ah, it's lumpy. Do I commit? Do I take it off or do I leave it? I'm going to commit. I'm going to leave it. Let's leave it as lumpy. Maybe it will be less lumpy when it dries. Maybe, he says whilst he continues to poke at it. Oh no, look at that bit at the front. Ah, it's really lumpy on the front now. I've ruined it. I'm gonna backtrack. I'm gonna water it. I'm gonna backtrack it. I'm gonna walk it back. I'm gonna bail on that one. So I'm gonna sacrifice my t-shirt now and get some of that moisture off. I'm gonna back pedal. It was just too lumpy, guys. I was trying to fix it. I got talking too long, and then it just got too lumpy, and I was trying to put out a fire that had already burnt down the house, if that makes sense. So I've backpedaled, but now we have some blobby texture. It's flat, but you can see it's now got some. It's not one coat anymore. So I think we might be okay. I was right to bail. For a second then I felt like it was going to go really wrong, but that will be okay. We can just have the different... We can just... Lesson learned, guys. If you're going to do the one coat yellow with the ink, it doesn't work with layering so well. If you try and leave a line... So its weakness is that you have to commit to the entire surface. Without a doubt, you got to commit to the entire surface, and because that's the first time I tried to do another yellow on top of it. So it's a one surface coat. Because of the amount of liquid in it, it creates a bulge. So you can't layer it so easy. Now we know. So last time with the Ravagers, we went with the Uriel yellow, but I think we can bypass that entirely and go straight with the Flash Gits. If your paints get lumpy, I found taking a cheapo nail file to it and scratching the surface and repainting slightly for battle damage helps. Yeah, okay. Oh, Empire Knights. The Empire Knights are pretty good. Are they not Knights on foot? I like those a lot. I think they're pretty good. Do Empire have... They have handgunners. I used to be obsessed with handgunners. I thought it was a nice touch to have them. I liked the idea of gunpowder units in Warhammer. I got some gunpowder dwarves. The dwarf cannons especially. But then again, the Empire cannon team are pretty good. I like those guys as well. Yeah, the cannon crews. But the best one is it Grand Cafe? Their cannon, giant dragon cannon with the ogre. Ah, man, it's just... What an amazing model that is. So, too much paint, file it down and you get scratched glass look. Okay, well, I mean, that's There's nothing wrong with that. Battle damage and weathering is something that's a bit tough for me. I'm not so great at that. I haven't done a lot of that. The people who won, the person who won the painting competition thingy, the armies on parade, had done an awful lot of weathering. They had like a heresy era Death Guard army. Mounted knights. The Empire have like those Pistoliers knights. They look pretty amazing. There's a lot of good cavalry in Old World. I've noticed a lot of different armies. Cavalry is pretty decent. Like they look amazing. Like the Bretonnian one, obviously, but then the good guy order. Their the high elves. Their cavalry is actually deceptively good, and they've got like the dragon cavalry. I don't know what their name is exactly, but there's a lot of really good cavalry units, like good looking cavalry units in Old World. And it's just so nice to have cavalry like lined up in rank and file. They just look really good. I am a bit of a fan of those. I'm just going to glance over at the Discord. No, there isn't. Okay. Francois, I put too much pressure on Francois to show the legs of his Elder Titan. Too much pressure. I shouldn't have kept asking. I should have just asked once and left it alone. I didn't need to pack on that kind of pressure. Wasn't necessary. Didn't have to do that. And then here, I think I need to go and get that kill team box. And so Secundus, those Gene Stealers in Secundus box, I want them. And then the Ravagers and the Servitors, basically everything in the Typhon box I'm looking forward to. I have to open them anyway. Right, here's how I'm justifying it to myself. I have to break the seal on the boxes anyway to make sure the contents is correct. So at least I will get to have a look. So if they do actually sell, at least I got to have a butcher's at the sprues. So that's how I'm going to convince myself that I have to open them. And I'm going to split the Saturnine box anyway, because I want the Terminators, but I don't want the big gun turret. So I have to open that one anyway. But Secundus and Typhon, I'm gonna just like, I have to check. I have to verify that I haven't been scammed, you know? So, oh, Francois is here. Hey, Francois. Oh, they're on your channel. I'm sorry. I'm an idiot. I'm asking you to put it on the Discord when what you really want is for people to go and look at your channel. I'm sorry. I didn't think. I don't think. I'm not even going to add any more. I don't think. Sorry, Francois. What's the name of your channel? Foxhole Games, wasn't it? I'm sorry. I will look. Don't go on the Discord. Don't put anything on there. He's got a channel, so if you want to see the Titan, which I will as well, go to Foxhole Games. I'm sorry. I just didn't think. That was the whole point, wasn't it? You wanted people to go and check the channel, get some people looking. Yeah, my bad. Sorry. I just didn't think about that one at all. So I think we've had a pretty productive stream. As it's a weekday, I can only do the 2 hours. I've got to go get these parcels, but I don't think I'll be on later today. I'd like to. I've not tried 2 streams in one day yet. Yeah, sorry, Francois. Yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't put 2 and 2 together. Yeah, please forgive. I just didn't figure that one out quick enough. So yeah, my bad. What was I saying? Yeah, I kind of want to be on later as well. I kind of really like. I only want to paint on streams now. This is the only way I want to paint. Because we get to. I've already learnt a few things. I got put onto the fact that the ogres have 3 rules. So that's always good. I wonder if the rules tell you the base sizes of the units. Is that something, or do I have to find a different list of things? I might have to find a different list of things. I don't know. Base size has always been a bit of pain, especially for the ogre cavalry. I have no idea what square bases they would, because some of the main boss one on the frost beast thing, it's huge. I don't know what square base that will go on. Does it even go on a square base? Well, it has to for Old World, doesn't it? It will have to be a square base. I just don't know which one, you know? There we go. Most books do. Okay, so the books do have them in that. Well, that's pretty good, frankly. I kind of moved away. We kind of moved towards chit-chatting more. I think I'm going to... Oh, you know what? I'll finish... No, I won't finish this. I'm going to do away with that yellow. Let's end with some edge highlighting. And let's get... how dry is this? Dry enough. Let's get a wash on that and see how that looks at the end. And then let's finish with some edge highlighting. So I'm going to go with Seraphin's Sepia. And let's see how that will look. And then I want to edge highlight something before we end. Oh, this stuff's really quite... Oh, that's not watery at all. That's actually got quite a lot of lumps in. Well, let's commit to it. Let's see how it goes. So let's just whack this on. So it's a little bit dark. I feel like I should put a little bit of water in there. Just whack a little bit of water on. Just water it down because I only want it to go into the seam. There we go. It does cover up that recess just fine. Maybe that's a little bit too watery in itself. Maybe. No, I think we're good. I think that is just fine. It definitely says robot head. I can live with that as my head for my Votan. Yeah, I can live with that. Maybe Agrax, but for now we'll let it dry because it sometimes looks a little bit different. But I think I can go for that. It definitely stands out on what is essentially going to be a brown model. I don't think those brown robes, brown jacket guys necessarily are wearing the usual Votan boots. I think the Votan boots are metallic. I kind of need to look up the cut paint scheme. But I think they are... Oh, I don't know. I need to look into it. Because the Votan one, I'm definitely going to splice in my air balloon dwarves as half-kin. I'm not going to remove their heads, but I'll just say that they're robots. So how can... The issue is, what can I do? What should I do? That's highlighted. So it's Gauze Blaster green, then Griffin, I've got to remember these names. Griffin Charger grey, and then I've gone over it again with the green, and then highlighted with Corax white. How can I make that look a little bit more magical? That's the issue. How can we, or should we even, for that matter? Maybe we just progress with that. I don't know what colours to do this. See, my Terminators are that grey, light grey, but I don't think this magic colour would work on a dark colour. I think it would only work on a dark colour even. Oh, they were using some Unity multiplayer system that got disconnected. So, so it's just a technical issue. It's just screwed up. So it's just gone wrong. Well, I mean, if they've trying to fix it for 6 months, then I think they've just dropped the ball, haven't they? Really, they've just dropped the ball on that one. I don't know what to do on his face. Am I just doing it because I want to edge highlight something? I guess I am. I don't know. I'm open to suggestions if anyone knows about doing glow effects. Because the last one I tried, I made scrambled eggs. It just looked like scrambled egg. Let's put a little bit on. Let's do you. So you've got that shoulder thing. I find hang on, let me get a brush and mark this out. The tiniest bit on these is a nightmare to paint. You see here? This inner line there is an absolute nightmare to paint. So let's give it a go. Let's end on a high and get this right first time. I'm going to go Wraithbone. I'm going to try and paint on this skull. Oh, my Wraithbone's seen better days. Vortex mixer. Six months is quite a long time to have multiplayer down, but it's a running joke because we laugh about it because it only seems to be us who play it. It's a shame because it's a great game. It's just that it's a bit weird. Like, it doesn't quite fit into... It's kind of like all on its own as a kind of game. It's such a strange game, but it's a really fun one. So it's a shame that the servers are down. I don't know if we can play it then. Let's go straight for the hardest one. Let's just try. I'm going to keep talking whilst I do it. Let's just go in there. Wow, that's immediately not right. I'm just hitting that edge. But I think it's okay. Then we just go along there. That is so fiddly. Oh wait, maybe it's ever so slightly different. I mean, talk about difficult to do. That is fiddly, but I think now there's a little bit too much moisture in this Wraith bone for my taste for doing such small highlights, and it's going to need multiple layers. But what I should do is paint this all Wraith bone and then put a wash over it. But I wanted to do some edge highlighting, but I've just realised that I should just do it what I said. So I'm just going to undo all that, and I'm just going to whack it on. Look how watery it is. It's going wrong. It's the paint's already, look, have a look. So it's one of those colours that you want to use, but even though you've hardly used the paint, it just starts to degrade not even super fast, but it just degrades, and I don't know why. It's like, there must be another brand of paints out there whose lighter pigments don't go wonky, or is it just a common issue that lighter pigments go wonky? Is that just the way it is? I don't know, but I feel like there's better lighter pigments out there. And considering as I enjoy painting brighter colours, it would be a big thing to know what they would be. There we go. I'll just finish this. Whilst I just want to say thank you. We hit an all-time high of likes. We got to 10, as the post-it indicates here. We got to 10 likes, which is, for 9 days, that's astronomically high. I wasn't expecting it, but it's definitely going to help me with the ad revenue side of things, so we can keep those boxes and maybe even live stream a game or something, maybe even live stream a game or something, which would be absolutely amazing. I feel that's the way I want to move, and it's definitely looking like Kill Team, but more likely Necromunda, because that's a lower, I only need to table trade 100 to open that box, if that makes sense. So it's looking like Necromunda. So this is what I should have done first of all, but I wanted to do the edge highlights, and what we'll do is we'll then wash that and then go over it again with just Wraith Bone. But that's still pretty clean. So yeah, I want to say thanks. Whoever that was, bless you so much. We just hit 11. There we go. That's like an all-time record. Yeah, thanks for hanging out with me, guys. I love talking about the hobby, and I feel like we really especially this was the big win of the the stream. This was the big win. I'm super pleased with how that's turned out. And only 24 hours ago, it was just sitting in a cupboard and I didn't like it, but now I want to pop it in the old display cabinet. So it's just, yeah, thanks guys. You probably won't see me this evening, but I'll be on tomorrow. But in the meantime, thanks so much guys. I will see you soon. Yeah, take care. Bye.